Hey Cancer, it's March. Yeah, it's March. Okay, before we get started, I just want to say there's a lot happening. Mercury's changing signs twice, Mars is changing signs, and Venus is going retrograde. So instead of cramming it all into one video, I made a separate video for it. So after this video, check it out, because Venus retrograde is wildly important, as is anytime a planet changes signs. It's important because the whole energy shifts. Mercury, our mind, the way we think, is going to shift twice. And Mars, the way we take action or drive, is also going to shift this month. So, without further ado, the Virgo full moon, it lands in your 12th, on the 12th. I got a little ahead of myself. Let me say it again. The Virgo full moon on March 12th lands in your 3rd house of communication. Is there something you need to get off your chest? If there is, you need to write it all down first in bullet point fashion and then say it. To anyone. It's a great time to write a letter. It's write a letter of resignation. It's a great time to anything that is like a release energy. If you need to tell somebody something, write it in a letter. You can tell them too. But the main thing is, because it's a Virgo moon, Virgo is very nitpicky and small details. You can really get down there and get into the tiny details of it. So then you are more productive in how you're speaking. And since Mercury, Mercury rules Virgo, and it's a Virgo moon, so Mercury's like on your side for this. And he rules the 3rd house. So this is like a big communication release for you around the 12th. Now there's an Aries new moon on March 26th, and it's in your 10th house of career and public recognition. Now that's exciting, because your 10th house is, well, just how you're seen in the world, right? And it's a new moon, so it's happening fast. Like, you might find out that you're fast. Quickly, people are starting to recognize you for different things, and aggressively, and just like, wow, all of a sudden you're like zing in the spotlight, being recognized for good things. A new career might just fall in your lap, and it's all new. That's what's so exciting. It's a seed that's planted. It won't play out in March, but the seed will be planted in March. It's a new way that people see you, in a new role. It's like a new role. It's like basically a new career, or an addendum to your career. Now, this month we're using the Wild Unknown Tarot cards, and they're not my favorites, but because of that, I've decided to work with them. The illustrations are lovely, but yeah, they got very trendy, and like sort of brought tarot into like a trendy state, and that made me feel weird. So, March. What do we got for March? Okay. Good. What we got? Interesting. Interesting. You see Napoleon Dynamite? Deb does that. Whenever, I think it's Kip that sits down and she goes, interesting. Napoleon Dynamite is my #1 favorite movie of all time. Just so you know. Okay, so we got a little luck shift coming to us this month, Cancer. And it's good. It looks like, I don't know what happened, but it looks like we're either kind of getting through something that's kind of sad. Sorrow, heartbreak, breakup for some, and I know it's sensitive, but it could be miscarriage for some. But the luck is shifting. That's good, right? Having that with this card is like, oh, things are getting better. Things are getting better. So that's a good thing. Balance is working on being more restored. It's like your karma, things are working out better because you've been doing good things. The things that are coming to you are really happening because you're doing good things. I hate to say the right thing, but like the right thing, you know? If you're following like the truth and the path, and then all of a sudden your luck starts to shift, and that's what it is. It's almost like you've seen what happens when you don't take the high road. When you take kind of the low road and the wallow in some of the bullshit, then that's when things get kind of rough. But when you shift that around and you're like, yeah, actually, I'm taking the high road, that's whenever things start to get like, dink, really good. But there's still this choice that needs to be made. Like, it's almost like we're at a stalemate. And I don't know exactly what it's about, but it's like your thoughts. You're very conflicted between two things. And I think it might have to do with just like the way you've always done things versus the way that you know that you should be doing things. You definitely need to talk about it. You can't keep holding these things in and letting them fester. It's no good for anybody. And then your luck won't shift. Then you're just like torturing yourself. Counseling. It might be one of those months where you're like, I think counseling would be a good idea. Because that would be a release. That would be that third house, full moon, talking, communicating, releasing, got shit to say. Get it out there. Because it's almost like we need to talk about whatever this is. Whatever happened, this little sad thing that happened. I don't mean to trivialize it if it's a big sad thing that happened. Because it might be. But it needs to be discussed. Otherwise things are going to keep spinning like they are. And then you won't be able to shift. By speaking about it, you're shifting. You're shifting the energy and the luck. And then things start to come back to you faster. Yay. But you have to make the choice. You're having a really hard time. Like, even though you know there's some things that you need to do, you're having a really hard time making the choice to do it. Now, I don't know why, but I guess you feel like, oh, if I don't make the choice, if I don't have to take responsibility, which is funny because, you know, Cancer, you're a cardinal sign. You're an action-driven sign. But if it takes too much effort, sometimes it's like, why bother? Screw that. You have to make the effort. You have to do this month. Otherwise, you're going to start to see the nasty karma come back to you quicker. Yeah, you just can't keep holding all this stuff in. It's time. It needs to come out. It needs to come out. So, that's really my message to you is make the choice, let it come out, watch your karma shift, and watch things kind of get back in balance. You'll know immediately which side of this you'll be falling on because things are going to zing back at you so quickly. You'll be like, oh, that was bad karma. Oh, that was bad karma. Or vice versa. Hopefully it's more of the vice versa. So, yeah, that's your March. Don't forget to watch my video on Mars, Mercury, and Venus retrograde. It's kind of a big deal because it deals with our Venus retrograde deals with our relationships and what we value, which Cancer, come on, you're very nostalgic. Things might be shifting and or skewed. So take a peek at that. Also, don't forget to subscribe and comment and all that YouTube-y stuff. And I will see you next month. Bye.